Welcome back to the Fantasy Huddle Podcast. My name is Anish.
And it's your boy Tammy. Sad day. But
Sad day.
I'll get into why I'm sad today later on in the episode.
I'm pretty happy. I'm on a winning streak right now, but at this point, not
nice.
to jump ahead. All right. So season 2, episode 6. So Tammy, if you're ready, let's huddle up and get ready for the episode. So this episode, you know the deal. Going to do a quick update of our Week 5 matchups in our league, and then go over some Week 4 updates. Week 4 matchups, and then Week 4 games from Thursday, Sunday, and Monday, and then the usual stud list and the naughty list with someone special returning on the naughty list that Tammy will talk about. But we also have a special guest today, and he will have a special segment as usual, and then we'll finish up with injury watch, waiver wire targets, and Week 5 predictions. So, Tammy, you want to introduce who our guest is?
Yeah, today we have the honor of the World OKS Fantasy Manager joining us. This manager has caught some strays in past episodes for Christian McCaffrey being out and him not finding a replacement. But all forgiven. He has other problems to deal with since the news on CMC. But I have no doubt that he's going to figure it out, make it to the playoffs, and probably get out in the second round. You know, that's his MO. That's what he does every year. But without further ado, I introduce the legendary JB, James Baffa. Welcome to the Huddle, my guy.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. I think your intro hurts because it's probably true. Honestly, in honor of the occasion, I wore my shirt, World's OKS Fantasy Player. I'm sure this makes great podcast content for everybody who can't see it, but Anish gifted me a shirt 2 years ago to cement me, and I live up to that legacy every year. But yeah, I feel good. It's good to be back. Happy to be back on the podcast, and happy for another fantasy season.
Thank you, James. We're blessed to have you.
Oh, thank you.
Hopefully your team's doing pretty well.
It's okay. I have some thoughts to share, so this is a good time for me to come on.
Nice. Well, let's jump right into the first segment with our league recap. So Week 4, I just want to shout out the highest scorers and the lowest scorers. So the highest score this week was Mike with 148 points. He beat Tammy, who also scored pretty high. Honestly, you would have beaten the league median if you did that setting.
Yeah. But unfortunately, I faced Mike, and I did not optimize my lineup. But it's okay.
And then on the other side, we have a returner, 3-time returner this year of the lowest scorer, Mr. Sid. He lost to James.
Yeah, I should have lost. I think everybody else would have beaten me except Sid, basically.
Yeah, you didn't score too many. But yeah. What do you guys think of this week?
Yeah, I think one of the lucky parts of fantasy is just having the luck of like a favorable matchup. I think this week I'll have won against most of the other people in the league, but I lost because I was facing Mike, whose team put up the most points. I'm not too mad at it because this is the first time I think my team has scored over 100 points, or maybe like the highest before was like 102. So my team showed some life, even like my bench kind of went off. The only downside, like I mentioned earlier, I was sad, was Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is really, his performance is really starting to piss me off. It's starting to piss me off and make me sad. But, it is what it is. It's only fantasy football. I can't take it against the guy. His team is winning. But more rants to come on Mark Andrews later on. But besides that, I think we only have how many undefeated team left? One,
Max.
Just Max.
Max from Portland.
Yeah, Max's team is good. Yeah, Max from Portland. His team is good. The funny thing is, like right before we were recording this, Max called me, and he was like, "Hey Tammy, Tammy is really bad at fantasy. blah blah blah. He was talking all that smack against me, but I can't disprove him because my team is not showing up.
That's funny.
But
He left
it's
me an
fine.
audio
We'll figure it
message,
out.
so he's probably saying the same thing.
Yeah.
He didn't call me.
Oh, you spoke to him though.
Yeah,
You spoke to him right before James joined.
That's funny.
Yeah, we gotta. Hopefully, he rubs off his fantasy genius on us.
Yeah. You need to start giving him tea, Anish. Stop giving him tea or wood to pick up. He's grown. He's the best player in the league. Let him figure it out.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know. He had like 0 points last week on his bench, and I was just like,
Dude, he's
I don't
4-0. Let him
Let him
collapse.
cook.
I'm with Tammy.
Yeah.
I'm with Tammy. Not let him cook. Let him collapse.
cook.
Let him cook so he starts losing.
Let him cook, but don't give him the sauce.
He always does this. He's gonna collapse eventually.
When Anish get really competitive and start caring to give him the sauce, that's when he collapses.
Exactly. But yeah, good week for me. I'm very happy. I had the biggest blowout according to Sleeper. Won by 40 points. It's good for the point differential. I do want to say though, the only win that Sid has is against me, so
That's tough.
it's a little embarrassing for that. But hey, I'm making a big turnaround. It's my first winning streak since the 2022 season. So
Oh my god.
I'm back.
He's
Hopefully.
back.
I've
Be
tried
careful.
to like analyze it. I think it's like, I don't want to say you were lucky your first few years, but I feel like it's like maybe you benefited from a few lucky things and now it's like overcorrected and now I feel like you're very unlucky. Also, I think we're a lot better. I feel like you used to like just beat up on us because we didn't know what we were doing. But I would say that the league is like super competitive this year. There's like no bottom feeder teams. Well, maybe Mr.
I do
Sid,
gotta say,
other than that,
this is just a side note. Then we can move on. But the second year we did this league, I was studying abroad. Each game was like 7 p.m. start, and I stayed up to watch some Sunday night football games. Waivers were very late for me. That was a tough season. I still won.
Yeah, but I mean, you did well, but we could argue that you had more time abroad than we did while we were in school. Living, struggling through the RPI life. But I'm not gonna make excuses. You won. You beat me in the final, fair and square. Tyler Lockett let me down. Ever since then, I've never drafted Tyler Lockett in any of my leagues. So yeah, I don't know the grudge at all.
Well, thank you, boys, for your opinions on this week's league update. Now let's move on to week 4 recap. Start off with Thursday game. James's team, Giants, faced off against the America's team, Dallas Cowboys. First thing I want to talk about is James. Giants have a stud receiver, another LSU guy, another top draft pick. Do you see this continuing? Is he the real deal?
he's really good. Yeah, this is probably one of my worst takes going into the year. I saw everybody hyping up him and like Marvin Harrison Jr. Although that's more a side note. I'll talk about Malik now. I was like, the Giants are going to be a dumpster fire. There's no way he's even, no matter how skilled the player is. I was like, there's no way he's going to be viable for fantasy. I thought it was outrageous. He was being drafted in like I think it was like a 3rd round pick probably.
Fourth round.
4th round. Yeah, I thought that was way too high. The Giants haven't had a fantasy relevant wide receiver since we've been playing. So I was like, this is not going to be it. I didn't think that Daniel Jones was just going to pepper him. So, and also he's incredible. He's making miraculous catches. I know he's a little banged up right now, but he's a bright spot on the team. And it's given me hope, which is scary. He might rip it all down, but he's the real deal, and as long as he stays healthy, I think he'll continue. Yeah.
Yeah, him and Wanda Robinson, Like, I know they're keeping the Giants afloat.
Jones has 2 reads. He drops back. He looks for Malik. If Malik isn't open, he throws it to Wandale. That's the entire offense right now.
Yeah, throw the short pass to Wandale.
Yeah.
If Malik is not there.
Wandale gets a lot of targets too.
Insane amount of targets.
Damn. I'm looking at his stats right now. Oh my gosh.
I heard earlier today. It's
not a lot of yards.
Yeah.
No. I think
12.
75% of the Giants' targets have gone to Malik and Wandale. So nobody else is getting anything. It's just those 2 players.
Poor Darius.
Can I talk about my my G-men for a moment, just in general?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. I have a coworker who's a Cowboys fan, and I texted him before the game. I'm so excited to see the Giants get embarrassed in prime time once again. I'm scarred from last year when they played the Cowboys. They lost 40-0 in the opening week. They're always an unserious team. I remember when we were all freshmen in college in 2016. I watched Eli Manning was still the quarterback. Eli threw a slant to Odell. He took it to the house for a touchdown. That was the last time the Giants beat Dak Prescott. Barack Obama was president when that happened. I think they beat them once in 2020, but it was a weird season, and they had a backup QB. But Dallas has won 13 of the last 14 games against the Giants. It was crazy. With all that being said, they didn't embarrass themselves. They were not an unserious team. They put up a fight. Malik's incredible. Wandale made some good plays. Daniel Jones was more accurate than I thought, but I think his body's just breaking down. He cannot connect on any deep passes right now. So the offense is still limited, but there's signs of life, I guess. And then the last thing I'll say is I love that Devin Singletary is wearing 26 because Saquon wore that number. So Devin Singletary will make a cut. I'm Saquon. In week 1 when I turned the game on, I thought I was hallucinating when I saw that. I was oh, that's my boy Devin. So yeah, vibes are bad right now. I think the Giants are going to get probably 5 wins this season, and they need to draft a QB of the future. But it could be worse. Could be a lot worse.
Yeah. I think the Patriots are worse, man.
That is true. The Patriots are worse.
They just lost their center. They lost their third or fourth starting O-line right now. This is not a Patriots conversation. Whatever.
Yeah.
But anyways, just to touch on the Cowboys quickly. Dak had 2 touchdowns, and CD had a pretty good game. He had a big touchdown catch that he ran in. And then I do want to talk about one guy in the Cowboys that's not Dak or CD, Brandon Aubrey. I think he's legitimately a flex level type of kicker each week.
You only had 10 though this week, which is
Only
crazy
10.
for his high standards because we're used to him scoring almost close to 20.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't realize how good he was.
I
he missed one field goal.
Recently. Oh, sorry, Tim.
Yeah, sorry. I was just gonna say I think he missed his first ever field goal this week, which is why he didn't get in the high teens of points.
I think going into this week, Brandon Aubrey was the wide receiver, 6, RB 8, QB 8, something like that. He's putting up crazy points. Maybe those numbers might be fake, but it was something along those lines, So he's doing incredible. He's so
I believe
good.
that. Yeah, he's fantastic. All right. Anything else on this matchup before we move on?
I hate the Cowboys and I hate the Giants.
Yeah,
That's
same.
all.
Well, let's move on to the first Sunday matchup, Vikings and Packers. So I got to say, Vikings are one of 2 undefeated teams left, along with the Chiefs. They're really dominant so far. They started off really hot against the Packers, and then Packers kind of clawed back in the second half. I think the Vikings kind of let it kind of loose in the second half. But anyways, do you guys think the Vikings can keep this up?
Yeah, honestly, Sam Darnold surprised everyone, and he has the weapons to keep passing the ball well. Without any injuries, I think the Vikings are contenders for sure in the NFC. Uh, they look better than a lot of teams. They look better than Philly right now, which is kind of sad for me to say. But yeah, a lot of NFC teams are looking really good, which makes me worried about Philly's chances of making the playoffs. But if Philly doesn't make the playoffs, there's gonna be some big changes. That's for sure. But this is about the Vikings. The Vikings, they look good. Sam Darnold looks really good. Very, very good. I'm impressed.
I hope he keeps it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, same.
I think
Honestly,
he will.
like he along with Josh Allen could be he might be one of the front runners for MVP so far.
Yeah.
They're gonna give it to Lamar.
That's true. Lamar is always there.
I hope Josh Allen gets it this year. I feel he probably could have one already, and he doesn't. But we'll see.
Yeah.
But Darnold stepped in and has done well.
And to touch on the Packers real quickly, Jordan Love, he had 4 touchdowns, I'm pretty sure, but also 3 interceptions. Seemed to be a little rusty from his knee injury. But my guy, Jaden, aka Jalen Reed, Tammy's pronunciation. He's a stud. I don't know if you guys saw him play, but he's just phenomenal.
He's so good. I don't know. And after we saw how good he was last year, he wasn't on my draft radar again, and what a miss for me. And I feel like several of us he's just good.
Yeah, with Jordan Love is a top wide receiver in this league when Jordan Love is a QB. And Absolutely. With Christian Watson being down now, I expect his production to even be better. He did get some garbage time, big receptions, which hurt me in my other league because I was playing against him. But still, he's a very good wide receiver. And I'm kind of salty I didn't get to buy in on the sweepstake.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just looking up when did Reed get drafted? Does anyone know?
In our
I don't think it was too late. I don't think it's. Don't tell me I picked Zamir White over him.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my god!
Probably.
He was 7th pick. Tammy picked Zamir White right before Daniil, who had Jaden Reed. Right.
No.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm looking at the draft board
That's
right
tough.
now. Mike went Raheem Mostert, you went Zamir, and then Daniil went.
Oh my god.
Zamir.
That I'm gonna pay for that this week because I'm facing Daniil. Zamir White is honestly I have too many disappointments on my team. Jesus.
Yeah. It's okay.
Oh my god.
I took Samaje Perine in the 7th round last year, and I still think about it. What was I thinking? It's crazy.
Hey, he played decent in the Broncos. But anyways, that wraps up for that game. And now we're moving on to the game of the week in terms of topics that we want to chat about. I feel like a lot of us can chime in for this game.
Oh yeah,
Ravens versus Bills. Ravens kind of smoked the Bills. I'll just say that. Bills didn't look too good. Ravens just played amazing. First thing, Tammy's 2nd round pick, Derrick Henry, dominates. He's on pace for over 2,000 rushing yards. You know that?
King Henry, the king. I knew it was going to be good with that offense. So I'm happy to see what I saw. He tried to save me. At least he saved me of the embarrassment of being destroyed by my rival Mike to make it a close game. King Henry, I wish he had that last touchdown though, for him to have a perfect night. Yeah, hat-trick, 200 yards, but still very great showing. 199 yards, 2 touchdowns. You can't honestly. That far exceeds expectation. King Henry, crown him.
Facts. You have to crown him. The Ravens offense just looks really good running. Lamar looks really good running, and then Derrick Henry obviously. But you know who doesn't look good? Mr. 89, Mark Andrews. He puts up another dud, 0 points on 1 target this week. 2nd straight week with 0 points. So I'm going to hand it off to both of you guys. I know you guys have a lot of thoughts on Mark Andrews. Let me start with, I guess who wants to go first?
James, you can go first.
We're both making the same. I didn't realize. All right, listen. So to get ready for the podcast today, I did a little bit of self-reflection. I took a little trip down memory lane, and I listened back to my first appearance on the podcast last year. It was like episode 5 or something. And I made a claim. I said, guys, I think Mark Andrews is overrated. He's going to be my bust of the week. And you two freaked out on me. And he's just like, overrated? Like, you're crazy. You're crazy. He was like popping off on me. And you know what? I don't want to say I told you so, but like, Mark Andrews sucks.
That was last year, though.
He's overrated. That was last year. He wasn't good last year. He got hurt. He's bad again. I have some stats too. So 2024 receiving points, standard scoring. Mark Andrews has 6.5 points on the year. Receiving. Jared Goff has 6.7 points receiving because of his one play last night where he caught a touchdown. I think I've said what I need to say.
But haven't Mark Andrews finished with over 1,000 yards the past few seasons? Even last year when he was injured. Or did I think he finished over 1,000.
I'm not sure.
Yards even last season.
That stat doesn't fit my agenda though, so I will not be taking that into consideration. Mark Andrews is overrated.
Year, I gotta say.
Yeah, last year I think.
You know what? I'm just ahead of the curve. I saw the future. Although in Mark Andrews' defense, he was in a car accident like 2 weeks before the season, so like maybe that did something and we're just not talking about it. Yeah. Things are bad. Things are not looking good. For everything I said about Andrews, I was still dumb enough to take him in one of my leagues, and I think I'm just going to drop him and let somebody else deal with him. I don't know. I'm kind of at that point.
Dude, I'm the opposite.
How do you feel? How do you feel, Tammy?
I have Mark Andrews in 2 leagues.
Oh,
and it's so painful. Yesterday I said I was sad earlier in the episode. The reason I'm sad is because of Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews has put this on me that I'm tired of defending this guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a great person, but I'm speaking strictly from football here. He has let me down, shut up my heart, stepped on it, feed it to the dogs, whatever you fit. He has broken my heart completely. The crazy thing is, maybe I'm silly here, but in my other league, I'm getting offers for Mark Andrews. Like Dallas Goddard was offered to me for Mark Andrews. And I'm still, I don't know, I kind of have this sunk cost fallacy here that I'm like, nah, I'll just keep him, pick up a different tight end until he's good again, then I'll start playing him again. But I think I have to let it go. I just have to let it go and cut my losses.
The issue is he's like, I think he ran like 8 routes last week. Like, it's not even like he's nowhere close to having a productive fantasy day. Like he's just not being used. And maybe, I don't know, maybe a month from now until he heats up, I don't know. But like back-to-back zeros, I can't remember a player that played both games getting back-to-back zeros that was drafted that highly, right? Since we've started.
Yeah. He had that one pass that he could have caught, and like if he passed the last defender, it was gonna be a touchdown. I was like, when the pass went towards him and it looked like he caught it, I literally jumped up in celebration just to see him drop it. I was like, that crushed my soul because I know he doesn't get the opportunities.
Didn't you say that like ruined your mood for the night?
Yes, it did because. Like, I was like, my God, you don't get enough chances. And you're going to get that one chance when one time Lamar looks at you and you're not going to make the most of it. Like, come on, bro. But, hey, like you said, he was in a car accident. At this point, like, geez, it sucks. Maybe I should just trade him away. But this one guy really wants him, which is making me not want to trade him in my other league. Like, he really, really wants him. And the more he wants him, the less I want to give it to him because I don't want to give him the satisfaction that once I traded Mark Andrews, that then he started going up. But maybe it could benefit me in this league that I trade him away in that league, then it gets better. this is the part of fantasy. This is why Max is better in fantasy.
Yeah,
because he doesn't care about this stuff. No emotion,
no
just
yeah.
just the numbers. But I am putting the emotions into this, and it's clouding my judgment here.
That's a good point.
I'll be the first one to admit it.
Leap would see those 2 zeros and be like, "This guy stinks," and then just drop
Yeah.
it. And he would probably be better for it, So.
Yes, it would be better, but I'm a dummy. I am attached, and I don't want to see someone else succeed with him. If he's not gonna, if he's not gonna succeed with me, no one else is gonna happen.
Yeah, watch him become like the stud tight end.
I know. That would piss me off so much.
Anyways, though, on the other hand, Bill struggled, as I said. James Cook was a huge bust, and also Josh Allen, too. I don't think he got more than 10 points. Yeah, I think this is just a down game for them. I think they'll bounce back strong. It was just a tough away game. I wouldn't be too worried about the Bills.
Yeah, tough opponents to face for sure. I wish Josh Allen put up a little bit more fantasy points. He only had 7. I'll have been happy with like 16. That means I'll have won my matchup in my other league, but because the expectations from Josh Allen is like 25 plus fantasy points, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. All right, let's move on to Monday. Let's go to the highest scoring matchup of the week: Lions versus Seahawks. So we got to shout out Jared Goff. He was perfect. He was perfect. Completion percentage, he was 100%. He had 2 touchdowns, and he caught a receiving touchdown as well. Lions were pretty much amazing on offense. And then, so the Lions, are they Super Bowl contenders? Is this Super Bowl or bust, you think, this year?
Yeah, I think I was hating on the Lions earlier, like the first couple episode, but they look really good. I think the expectation for them is Super Bowl. Like if this was last year, the expectation was like NFC, like they had a good season last year, NFC Championship, but now it's Super Bowl. You gotta make it, and at least Super Bowl. Even if you don't win it, you gotta make it to the dance. So, and they have the team to go there, and they have a very good team.
So talented.
I feel like they're one of the least polarizing teams in the NFL. Like, I feel like they're like America's like darling team, unless you're like an NFC North rival. But even then, like, I feel like probably deep down, you're like, it's cool. It's cool to see bad teams come back and like put something together.
I mean, they've sucked for years. Like,
yeah.
Barry Sanders couldn't save them. Calvin Johnson couldn't save them.
Matt Stafford.
But hey, maybe this is it. This is the time.
Yeah. And they're stacked, though. They have a great offensive line. They have 2 stud running backs. They have 2 really good wide receivers, 1 stud, 1 elite guy. Quarterback's good. Defense is best run defense in the league.
Tight end's good.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about tight end. All right. Yeah.
You got it all.
And then, what?
Said they got it all in the offense.
Best head coach.
Dan Campbell.
Motor City Dan.
And then on the other hand, though, the Seahawks, Kenneth Walker had a hat trick. Great return from injury. He had over 30 points, actually, I think, right?
Yeah, he did.
I want Ken Walker every year, and I miss out on him every year. I always like him, and I never get him in the draft, and I always beat myself up over it.
Yeah, he was a 4th rounder for us.
Yeah. You know why? I just remembered. I think when was his rookie year? Maybe 3 years ago, probably,
2.
Or was it more?
2. This is his 3rd season, I think. So 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
I drafted him and I dropped him in like week 2 as a rookie because I was like, oh, this guy stinks, and I didn't know what I was doing, and he's never been on my team since, and it hurts me.
Dude, I've learned that lesson as a rookie, like most of the rookie running backs. You gotta give them time. You just gotta give them time. You drop them too early, someone else is going to be cherishing off your hard work in your draft pick.
Literally.
Absolutely. All right, anything else about the games?
DK Metcalf looks good for fantasy.
He's good.
He's
really
good.
He's good in real life, too. He's a monster.
Yeah. The guy is jacked.
Did you see that picture of DK next to Calvin Johnson?
No, they look the same.
After this, just they had like a little photo
I'm gonna pull it up right now.
opportunity. Oh, well, they were chatting before the game yesterday, and Calvin Johnson makes DK look tiny. I'll be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Megatron.
Just look up this picture. He has the height, obviously, but he looks still pretty strong.
Oh my god. Yeah. Whoa. That's scary.
I'll put for the viewers. I'll put a little screenshot of the picture. But yeah. Besides that, I guess let's move on to the stud list. So first off, I want to shout out Derrick Henry. We already talked about him, but his performance is unbelievable. He had 24 carries, 199 yards, a touchdown, and 3 for 3 on the through the air, catching 10 yards and 1 touchdown. And as Timmy said, he almost scored again at the end of the game. I think he was tackled at the 1, which is unfortunate.
He fumbled.
Oh yeah, he fumbled.
He fumbled at the 1 yard line. Yeah.
Oof, that's unfortunate. But anyways, he got 35.9 points. Next person on this list is on James's team, Nico Collins, 12 for 15, 151 yards, 1 touchdown, 33.1 points. And last but not least, I chose this guy to be on the stud list because I want to shout him out. DeAndre Swift. He had 16 carries, 93 yards, 1 touchdown, and then 7 for 7 through the air, catching 472 yards, 29.5 points overall PPR. So this is the usual question. Out of these 3 guys, who is repeating next week? Who has the best chance to repeat?
Well, this is kind of sad that like 2 of my running backs are on the stud list, and I still lost my matchup. So salty about that. I blame Mark Andrews. But I hope either Derrick Henry or DeAndre Swift comes back. I think it's probably going to be more likely. Nico is so good, though.
He's been
Nico
really
is
good.
so
Fantastic.
good. Selfishly, I hope Derrick Henry, but Nico is good. Nico is very good.
Henry's playing.
What about you,
Cincinnati.
James?
Wow, Derrick's gotten 30 points in back-to-back weeks. I'll say he does it again against Cincinnati. Big game. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have a good. Ramondre went off against Cincinnati.
I don't think 30 points again, but I think he'll have like at least 20 points.
50.
Chuba Hubbard went off against Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
I think Derrick Henry's another 30-pointer. You got to book it.
And then he's got Washington next and Tampa. Derrick's got a pretty good schedule next few weeks.
I need to start capitalizing. I need to start capitalizing on these good
I've got
matches.
him in one league too, so I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, that's my answer. I also go with Derrick Henry.
Yeah, good picks.
So we all chose.
All right. Yeah,
We all
chose
he's
King.
unanimous.
Well, he's gonna suck.
Unanimous. Yeah, I know.
That can't be good.
No, I need him to do good. I need him to be dominant to even have a chance of winning.
Yeah, we just jinxed him. That's okay.
All right, moving on to the opposite side of the spectrum. You have Tammy's naughty list.
Yeah.
These are the guys that made a lot of their fantasy managers sad and did not exceed expectations, did not even meet expectations, did not come anywhere close. They were 2 miles away from the expectations. That's how bad these guys did. First on the list, we have Brees. Rough raining game, but which makes you think maybe they'll run the ball more, and that means translate to Brees doing well. But Brees struggled, only had 10 rush attempts for 4 rushing yards. He had two reception out of 5 targets for 14 yards, only 3.8 fantasy points. Not a good showing for Brees. I think even Braylon Allen had a better day than Brees, which is making things interesting over there in New York. So we'll see what happens. I think the emergence of Braylon Allen is capping Brees Hall, and is decreasing his value from that first round pick. Wait, someone in our league picked Brees way ahead of time. Was Lance, right?
You talk about like a couple of years ago?
No. In our draft this year, our
In our
league draft
this year, Vinny picked him fourth.
fourth, yeah, but he was projected with like ninth, right?
He was projected like
Ninth over
6, 7.
Oh,
At least on Sleeper he was.
I don't think it was a huge reach, but still.
Okay.
But Braylon's complicating things, like you said.
Yeah, for sure. Next on the list, we've talked about this guy. We should name this episode after this guy. He's I'm stuck with him to the end. Mark Andrews has 0 reception out of 1 target, 0 points. Only at 46% snap percentage. I'd say maybe game script did not play in his favor. The dominance of King Henry is not playing in his favor. So maybe I can have the both. I can only have one Raven do well. So, and Derrick Henry is that Raven. Okay, and finally another tight end. This tight end had even more targets than Mark Andrews. He had 2 more targets. We have Kyle Pitts with 0 points also. Yeah, 0 catches out of 3 targets. Played 68% of the snap. So, guys, knowing these 3 guys and the stinker that they dropped, I think there's one very favorable pick to be to be on the naughty list again. So, who do you guys think is returning on the naughty list?
I can go.
Mr. Overrated.
Yeah, I can go. It's going to be Mark Andrews. This is the last episode I picked Mark Andrews to repeat, where he repeated. Next episode, we're going to talk about Mark Andrews once again. I'm telling you, Derrick Henry's going to have over 30 points rushing. They're not going to need to pass, or very minimal need. I think just the run game is just Cincinnati run defense is ranked at last or really bottom in the league. I'd be very shocked if Derrick Henry gets bottled up.
I'm gonna put Kyle Pitts on there.
Kyle Pitts.
This is my last week.
Yeah. Honestly,
I'm putting Kyle Pitts and Mark Andrews. It's time to show everyone what I see in you. It's time. Don't let me down, buddy. No, I think
it's even good at football.
No. I'm not gonna. He's a professional football player.
Hot take.
Stop, James. He's in the NFL. Okay. He was drafted in the first round.
Yeah, but compared to other tight ends, would you say he's good?
Like, he was supposed to be this generational talent, and I get it. Like, the teams have been bad, but at the same time, like, it's something's not right, you know. Like, Malik Neighbors, generational talent on a bad team, and he's doing well, you know.
I think.
What's going on?
This could lead to an extended conversation, but I think you see the Falcons be not good in fantasy. Bijan Robinson, not that first round value so far. Tyler Algier, honestly, he's playing this past week. Tyler Algier outplayed Bijan Robinson. Drake London, not playing as like a second round draft pick. He's playing. I just think maybe it's the offense, maybe it's Kirk Cousins. I don't know. I don't think it's completely on Kyle Pitts.
But I'm just saying it's multiple years of this now.
Previously, we had Arthur Smith, who wasn't really known to like.
One thing you can't do though, you can't put this on Kirk because Kirk was delivering in Minnesota, and with C.J. Hawkinson and Jada, so like I don't think you can fully put this on Kirk. Maybe they just cost over there in Atlanta.
I don't know. They're getting wins somehow, so. You just gotta
they did beat New Orleans, and it's been 2 close games that they've kind of like found ways to win. So we'll see. I think the teams beat themselves, like Philly and New Orleans kind of beat themselves in those games. But hey, they got their wins. It is what it is. Yeah, but Kyle Pitts has been disappointing.
He has,
considering like things I've heard when he was getting drafted. And I haven't seen it yet. Has Kyle Pitts ever scored more than 15 points in fantasy football in a week?
15?
Yeah.
Uh,
Probably, but that's a good stat. How many times? Because I think his rookie season he did have 1,000 yards, but
yeah,
since then, like,
he had Matt Ryan thrown to him. He had a couple big 27, 28.
Okay.
in the
I
last
didn't
3 years
recall.
though, I don't know, maybe like twice.
Okay.
2022, his highest was 19. 2023, his highest was 16. So it's just
Wow,
going down.
that's bad. Highest. That's his ceiling. That's bad.
Yeah.
Every year.
I mean,
Year
it's
he
not terrible
drafted
for
high.
I guess for a tight end, it's not terrible. Okay. That's, I guess you guys both have Mark Andrews. I'm having Kyle Pitts return on the Northern list. I'm going to channel some good vibe for Mark Andrews.
He needs it.
We'll see.
All right. Next segment, we have the JB special. You know, his Buffer is going to give us his take on this year's rookie class with the return of James's rookie list. I forgot the title we had in season 1, but it's making a comeback. Let's hear your takes.
Oh yeah, I know all of our most loyal followers were really waiting for this segment to return. You know, it was really highly rated last time. Yeah, I'll keep this one hopefully short and simple. Rookie watch. I feel like there's been a few. The rookie wide receivers are the star of the show right now. Malik's incredible. Just gotta hope he's healthy and that the Giants' offense continues to resemble a real offense and that they don't just fall apart like I'm so used to it. Marvin Harrison Jr., I'll be honest, I haven't watched a lot of him, but it seems like I have Kyler and I get the little sleeper notification, touchdown to Marvin Harrison Jr. I think I've gotten that 3 weeks in a row. So I'm like, all right, Marvin's pretty good. And, it's unique because I feel like rookies are put in such a crazy situation now. You know, they don't sit anymore. You're drafted high and like within 4 games, the narrative like really can change about you if like you're good or not. For some other wide receivers to look out for that maybe have not started as hot, but a typical rookie probably needs at least half the season to kind of learn the playbook, learn the calls. So people like Xavier Worthy and Xavier Legette, the 2 X's, I think those guys probably are going to have a late season bump. And honestly, like I say that, Worthy had an incredible week 1. I think Legette just won Rookie of the Week. So that's not even like a hot take or anything, you know. But yeah, some exciting wide receivers. Maybe Roma Dunze. He hasn't really performed well so far. But I would think by the second half of the season, he's going to be probably like wide receiver 2 level. That's a good transition into the QBs. Kind of what I was just saying about this, this reactionary culture on Twitter. Everybody's, passing judgment on these guys already. I've heard like little whispers of, if you could go back in time and redo the draft, do you take Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams first overall? And I'll pause for a moment. Do you guys have any thoughts on that? Because Jaden Daniels looks incredible. I didn't think he was going to look this good.
You still
Caleb
gotta
looks
take Caleb.
okay. Yeah. Tammy, you agree? Or
I mean, Jaden has had the better, at least like start to the season, but I agree with Anish. I think what we saw in Caleb Williams, obviously hindsight is 2020, but what we saw in Caleb Williams in college is you gotta go with him and you gotta give him time to evolve more.
Yeah. And again, I think you're totally correct. Absolutely. It's just funny that like that's even a thought because of like the word, how the world we live in where, 4 games in, suddenly your draft status doesn't matter. It's like, what are you doing for me right now? But yeah, on that note, Jaden Daniels, incredible start. He's doing great. Caleb's, I think he's kind of finding his sea legs, finding his footing. I'm sure they'll be okay in Chicago, although it seems like the line, their offensive line is a real issue. So hopefully they get that worked out. And then finally I'll end with rookie tight end Brock Bowers. I missed out on him in a few of my leagues. I was targeting him, and he seems like the real deal. Although I kind of say this one take that one with a grain of salt because the Raiders seem to be in a tumultuous situation with Devontae Adams just requesting a trade. So vibes are a little bad over there, but maybe that's good. Maybe Brock will become basically wide receiver 1. So yeah, we got some exciting rookies, except the rookie running backs. None of them are really exciting. So, maybe if I come on later in the season, the much anticipated rookie watch, we can talk about some running backs that are coming. But I don't think there's any running backs I would roster or keep as stashes. Maybe Jonathan Brooks.
What about Braylon Allen?
I guess he is a rookie running back. I guess because he wasn't drafted high, it's kind of forgotten. But yeah, good stash.
Yeah.
Good stash. He looks good. Other than that,
Braylon looks really good, but I don't think this is the year for Braylon. I think next year is the year for Braylon, or maybe in 2 years.
At this point.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this: if Reese gets hurt for whatever reason, is Braylon where does he rank?
Must start. You must start him. Must start. Absolute must start.
Jordan Mason level.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, what I watched him.
He looks good.
And I was like, oh my God, this kid is talented. He's such a good running back. Like, he saw some spark of Jahmyr Gibbs type in him. He is a good running back, and he's gonna go. I just hope the Jets don't. The Jets, honestly, whoever owns Braylon Allen might benefit if the Jets trade him for some picks for Devontae Adams. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. Then Zamir White, I'm definitely dropping him. If that's the case, I'm just gonna. He's going down the waivers. But yeah, he looks good. He looks really good.
He does.
Nice.
Yeah.
One rookie running back we haven't really seen much of though is Blake Corum.
Yeah.
But it might be a good stash as a handcuff because the Rams are using Kyren a lot.
And they did last year too.
Yeah, then there was a point there where Kyren got injured.
Yeah.
So maybe that's when Blake is gonna show up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
do you
I wouldn't
feel
say
that
on
way
that.
do you feel that way with Derrick Henry with the way the Ravens are using him? Because
Do you see who's on my bench?
Who?
Justice Hill is on my bench. I planned for that.
You planned for that?
But I think Derrick Henry. I think both Derrick and Kyren will be fine.
Yeah.
I think they will be. But I planned for Derrick Henry. If he goes down, I'm ready. So,
Justice Hill is also playing though. I don't think Blake Corum is really playing right now.
No, but he's gonna play. It's not like there's another running back playing either. Maybe when Puka and
he has
Puka
no
returns.
standalone value, but if Kyren got hurt, he could be in line. Yeah, and I think that's
well. I mean, outside of this week, though, would you say Justice Hill has a standalone value?
That's fair.
Not really.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But it's still good. I don't mind having him. He's gonna be on my bench the rest of the season. I'm not dropping him anytime in case Derrick goes down. Because he's a very good backup to have.
Yes.
Any more rookie news? JB?
I think that's all my insight for tonight. We'll just have to see how my takes pan out. Nothing too crazy. Just rookies are good, and there's some exciting wide receivers and QBs in the league right now that are going to be helping us win fantasy championships.
Yeah, I think Brock Bowers is the last thing on the rookies. I think with Devontae trade, Brock Bowers' stock is going up.
As long as the team doesn't implode, but hopefully, yes. I
mean, they won last week, so winning cures all. They won without Devontae. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, James, for that nice segment. And look into the future of the NFL and fantasy football.
Oh,
moving on to the next segment here, we have injury watch. Unfortunately for James, one of his stud players went down. Rashid Rice got a knee injury due to a freak accident that resulted from a collision with Patrick Mahomes. That sucks because Patrick took out his best target, his best weapon on the team. And I don't know, the Chiefs are getting some injuries, but I wouldn't be surprised if they end up in the Super Bowl and maybe repeating again just because, I don't know, they always find ways to win somehow.
They just keep winning.
They just keep winning.
With the Rashid Rice injury for a second, you know how QBs throw a hospital ball sometimes and that gets wide receivers hurt? I thought that's what happened because I saw like comments and tweets like, oh, like Mahomes just killed Rice. I was like, oh, geez, what did he do? And then I watched the video and I was like, that's what a play. What a play.
Yeah.
Like,
not to like poke fun at the situation, but it was quite comical.
yeah, it's almost like funny how like
Yeah.
crazy it was. Yeah, so that sucks because I have a lot of bad takes. I'm the world's okayest fantasy player for a reason, but I was like really into Rashee Rice because I did a lot of research into, and maybe this is bad karma. I was like, oh yeah, his court case isn't until December, so he could be a felon next year. But I was like, this year, guy's playing, and his fantasy stock fell because of that. So in all 3 of my leagues, I reached for him. I even took Mahomes in another league, and it was working out great, and I was really happy with it. And he, I guess personality or morals aside, he was a good football player. Sucks to see him go down. Even if the way he did go down is almost comical because it was crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I forgot what his court case is besides the accident. I know there were 2 incidents that it was. I would say I think it's just a stupid 20-year-old.
Yeah. It's not like
that making reckless. I don't necessarily say his morals are bad.
I think it was he was street racing, crashed, and then left the scene. So
yeah, it's just dumb,
not great, but just more stupid.
Something-year-old. Yeah, move.
It's worse things to do.
Think he was also intoxicated. Just gotta say that.
That makes you way worse if he was intoxicated. It's very, very dumb. Necessarily seeing what happened with Aaron Ruggs. Stupid decision.
He's going 119 miles an hour.
Bad.
I don't know.
I like my wide receivers that drive.
Yeah, fast. Not good decision making from him. Hopefully he grows from that. Anyways, next injury, Anthony Richardson. He was my boy last year.
Yeah.
He's not so much my boy this year just because Michael Pittman is doing bad with Richardson as the QB. But unfortunately for Anthony Richardson, he had a hip injury. But fortunately, I heard it's minor. I don't know if that's fortunate for me, but it's fortunate for Anthony Richardson. So I think he will be back next week. Did Joe Flacco also get injured in that game?
No.
Okay.
Don't think so.
I'd love to see Joe Flacco feed my boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Tammy, as a Pittman owner, do you just? I feel like Flacco might just be better. I don't know.
Oh yeah. I want Flacco, but I also don't want to wish injury on anyone. So I prefer Flacco. I just wish they just bench Anthony Richardson, let him learn from Flacco, let him develop more. The guy has only played like I don't know 8 NFL games, but that's just selfish, obviously. And finally, on the injury watch here, we have Christian Watson that had an ankle injury. Not good news for Green Bay, but they have some young wide receivers that can step up. So they have options that are good, and Jordan Love is pretty good. Yeah, I guess an up and down weekend, but regardless, Green Bay has some promising talents. I can't wait till they have to pay all of those guys. They're gonna have to trade them because they're all close in age.
Yeah,
Dobbs is probably gonna have to leave first. Anyways, I think that caps it for the injury watch this week. Moving on to our next segment here, we have the waiver wire target. So we each get to pick someone from the waiver that we think is a good ad for everyone's team. James, you're the special guest, so you get the floor. Who is a good player to add this week?
I feel like this is a trap because you two have waiver picks before. But for the viewers and for transparency, I'm trying to get wide receivers to replace the Rashee Rice injury. So I think Dontavian Wicks on Green Bay is a good pick because of the Christian Watson injury. Seems like Watson will probably be out for a little bit. Wicks had almost 25 points last week, high snap percentage. So he was the wide receiver 3 on the week. So I like him. If I don't get him, I'm hoping to get Josh Downs, and I'm hoping that Joe Flacco keeps playing for the Colts because I think he could be decent. Past that, on our waiver wire, there's like a few okay wide receivers.
You only get one pick, James. Jeez.
You only get one pick.
What is this? One is enough.
All right. Fine, Dontavian wins. I'll settle down. You're right.
What is this? And then what you got your eyes on?
I got excited there. I was on a roll. What am I doing giving my advice away for free like that?
All right. Well, James took my guy. I was going to say Josh Downs, but...
You're going to say Downs?
Can I still say
That's
Downs?
crazy. That's my guy, too.
Oh.
Josh Downs was my guy.
Okay.
That's who I was gonna say as mine.
So do we like fight for him now, or
No. It's okay. It's okay. You can say him.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Honestly, you take him. Let me go a deep guy.
Okay.
Jalen Polk of the Patriots. I know the Patriots have been really bad, and I know that Jacoby Brissett hasn't really performed. There's no one really besides Ramondre Stevenson. However, there's nowhere to go except up for the Patriots offense. I feel like Jalen Polk of the Patriots, his target share is increasing each week. He just got 22% of the team targets for this past week. So if they can improve their offense just a little bit, I think Polk might be a little high upside rookie wide receiver. This is stashed though.
So we're all going for receivers. Wonderful. So I'm going to get probably none of the guys I want. That's okay.
Yeah. Josh Downs, I had him in my league last year. Very, very good. I think it's his second year in the league. Slept on a little bit. He was injured early in the season, so he's off people's radar. I think he's a very good add to if you need a wide receiver for sure. Very talented. Good flex option.
For sure.
Yep. All right. I think that wraps it for the waiver wire targets for the upcoming week. Now we're going to move into our prediction. We're going to do the same similar thing as last week where we give our predictions before we recap last season and end the show with the consequence of our pick from last week. So first, we're going to start with our bust predictions. James, who do you have as your bust for the upcoming week?
My bust for the upcoming week, I think it's going to be, again, I'm making all my picks today off vibes. I think Nico Collins, not because he's bad. I think there's too many mouths to feed on the Texans offense. I feel like Tank Dell has kind of been held back, and Stephon Diggs is still there, and I really want Nico Collins' dominant run to continue, but I'm worried. And I think he's kind of due for a down week. I think it's going to be a little bit of a round robin, this offense. So Hopefully not, but that's what I think.
Okay. Nish, who you got?
I'm going with Brian Robinson, running back for the Commanders. The Commanders are facing the Cleveland Browns. So the Cleveland Browns defense, especially their running defense, is pretty strong. They've held Ezekiel Elliott week 1, Travis Etienne week 2, Devin Singletary week 3, and Zamir White week 4. Pretty average performances on the ground. So I think it's going to be a Jaden Daniels kind of game for the Commanders. I think that Robinson might be held in check.
Good. My bust prediction is Anish's guy, Deontay Johnson, facing Chicago. I think Chicago's defense is really good. And I think the Panthers' offense have been running a little bit, but I think Chicago's defense is going to slow them down. They're going to get to Andy Dalton and stop that passing offense. But yeah, doesn't go beyond that. But Deontay has had two really good back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, he's really good. Getting a lot of targets.
Yeah, we'll see if Andy Dalton continues to play well. I feel like we saw flashes like that last season, but anyways, we'll see. Now, going to the boom predictions. James, again.
Let's hear another vibes pick. I'm going to say Breece Hall. I have no stats to back this up. not matchup. We spent all episode talking about how Braylon Allen's really good, and he has amazing standalone value, and Brees, had a really bad week. I just feel like he's going to turn it around. Just seems like kind of returning to the mean. We know he's a good player. I just feel like next week's the bounce back week. So I think Brees is going to do well.
Nice. My boom is Travis Kelce for the Chiefs. So the Chiefs are facing the Saints this week on Monday, and Saints are pretty average against tight ends. Honestly, a couple weeks ago they let Dallas Goedert for 10 for 170 through the air, and what's similar between that Eagles offense and the current Chiefs offense is they're both dealing with injuries at their wide receivers. So I think the tight end will dominate in this game. Travis Kelce, there's a lot of talk about his downfall. This might be his comeback game.
I like it.
Nice. Good. Good pick. All right, guys. I have to think wisely on this one.
Let's hear it. Yeah, this is easy for me. I have no consequences. You guys.
I initially had Jaden Reed, but I'm gonna stand on business because why not? This guy is only projected 6.5 points, so I'm gonna predict Mark Andrews come back this season. I'm gonna manifest this. I'm gonna keep the trend of the episode, and I'm stamping in Mark Andrews to boom 11 points. I just did 11 points from him to boom. I mean, a couple catches, 1 touchdown. I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm going to stand on business. I'm going to stick by my guy one more week. This is it. This is all I have, Mark Andrews. After this, if he drops another 0 points, I'm dropping him all my leagues. Sending him for nothing. Bags of chips.
Is 11 points a boom? I guess for
Mark, he's projected only 6.5 points, so
that's wild.
If he scores 5 points over that, boom, over that is a boom. I'm going to manifest a good Mark Andrews weekend. I'm going to manifest it. He's playing against, Cincinnati is ranked 8th for tight end defense, but, going off vibes. My last dart. I'm throwing my last start for Mark Andrews, and I'm going to stand on
If he goes 0 for 1 again, do you drop him?
Oh yeah,
I think you have to.
I think I have to at that point.
3 zeros in a row. He's.
Yeah, I can't. Even that, if someone else picks him up and he does well, I can't. I'm not even gonna be mad just because.
We'll see if Tammy starts him this week.
In the words of Mike Russo, he belongs on the waiver wire if he does it again.
Yeah, and I'm gonna start him. That's not even. I'm not gonna lose out. I'm going full throttle on him.
You're going down with the ship, dude. I respect.
I'm going down with the ship.
It's honorable.
Maybe not in our league though, because I'm 1-3. So, but I'm definitely gonna start him in one of our leagues because my other league I'm 3-1. So I might be a little bit more risky with that one. But yeah, Mark Andrews, come on, bro, come on. I'm begging you, don't make me look like a fool like this. Okay, that's enough of Mark Andrews. Now let's do a recap of last week's predictions. First, we're gonna start with our boom predictions. So I predicted. Well, let me start with Mike real quick. Mike predicted Chopper Hubbard to boom, and he did boom. He did very well. I think he scored like 21 points. And Nish predicted DJ Moore to boom. How many points did DJ Moore score?
Let me pull it up quickly.
He did okay.
Yeah, he had 11 points and projected 12. So,
that is not a boom.
Really,
And I predicted Nico Collins. And
he was a stud.
He did boom. Was a stud. I was right on the money with that one. Maybe Jaden Reed would be on the money. Or maybe Mark Andrews. That was my boom prediction this week. Be on the money too. Maybe. But as a result of that, Anish pull out the wheel, my guy.
Yeah.
Anish is wrong. So as a result of that, he's gonna get bamboozled.
Let's see it. I'm really excited to watch this live.
You can see this, right?
Oh, yep.
All right.
Spin that wheel.
Oh, this is fun.
To our viewers, just one more time. This is because I picked DJ Moore to boom, which he did not. Oh my gosh. Strawberry banana smoothie or dead fish?
What?
Oh my, that sounds disgusting.
It's like
Wait. So you have to have the dead fish?
it's either strawberry banana or dead fish.
That is not. For your sake, I hope you get strawberry banana.
I hope it's
This
dead
is
fish.
it, I
That's
think.
sick. That's so cool.
Oh my god. Dead
This is why
fishes.
this game's not even fun because it's like the good
It's not.
flavor
All
is
right,
like,
this is it.
oh,
You ready?
Yeah.
Fuck. That's gross. That doesn't even taste like a dead fish. That just tastes like trash.
That is gross. All right.
All right.
Now
that's crazy.
to the boss predictions. All three of us were wrong on the boss there. Mike, our special guest, predicted Lamar Jackson. James, because you're the special guest this week, you're gonna have to pay for Mike's sins. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I got scared.
I'm kidding. Anish predicted Josh Jacobs to bust. And how many points did Josh Jacobs score? I know Lamar scored 25, so that was not a bust. That was a boom.
Yeah, so Jacobs got he got 11 points and it was projected 14.
Oof, so close.
Kind of close, but not really.
Yeah, you needed 9 points for Jacobs to be considered a bust. Unfortunate. So pull up the wheel.
Well, I'm going again. This is
You're going again, back to back.
This is terrible. James.
We have a league that doesn't have a fantasy punishment for the
This is a
loser.
punishment.
You guys do this every week. This is crazy.
All right.
Yeah,
This is
gotta
because
keep
I
this
picked
fresh.
Josh Jacobs. Oh, this is the same thing I had last time.
Oh, so you already know what it tastes like.
Yeah, it's
Where's
gross.
Stink
All right, what does that look like? Okay.
This is terrible.
I'm going to go with this one right here. I'm going to stop sharing.
Okay.
Fuck.
Back to back.
I can't.
Dude, you gotta jump it. You gotta jump it.
Gotta go down. Gotta go down.
Dude, you gotta
No way.
jump. Come on, dude.
I did two jumps.
I want to see that. I want to see that jaw moving.
Dude, these are gross.
Hey, this is your punishment for last year. You're being last place. It all comes full circle.
Yeah. All right. And I predicted Jonathan Taylor to bust. How many points did Jonathan score? Like, he didn't bust, but I don't think he did great either.
I think he boomed. Hold on.
Did he boom?
No, he had he had 14.96 projection. He got 19.8 points.
Oh, so he almost boomed. Yeah, he boomed. Not almost. He boomed.
Yeah, that's the opposite of what you did.
I know. I know. I have to be getting punished. You don't have to tell me. Anish, pull up the wheel. It's my turn here. Oh, I need like something to spit this out of.
You ready?
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
this
God.
is because Tammy picked Jonathan Taylor to bust, which he didn't.
All right. What is
Stick
it? No,
bug.
stick bug. Something's wrong with this.
Should I spin it again?
Spin it again because something is. This keeps picking. This is like the third stink bug we've got.
Watch it be stink bug again. What time?
No. I already did this one.
Oh.
All right. One more time.
Last one. One more time. Jeez. This virtual spinner. Come on. Give us something unique and new.
Oh.
Ew.
Barf?
Peach or barf?
What does that look like?
It's like a orange with red dots.
Oh, God. I see one that's staring right at me. I see two staring at me.
Tammy, what do you think it is? Gun to your head. In your
Oh,
heart of hearts, what is this?
no, it's not. I don't think it's pitch.
All right. It's peach.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Anish looks at disappointed.
that little nod.
It's okay. I was telling Tammy, I'd be okay getting all these punishments if I were to continue this win streak. So
yeah, the price you guys are. This is how you know Anish cares so much about fantasy football.
Yeah,
You rather punish his taste buds with some disgusting flavors if it means he's gonna win his fantasy matchups.
exactly.
and Anish, would you rather see the Patriots win the Super Bowl this year, or you win the fantasy championship?
Probably me winning the fantasy championship.
He's been blessed. He's spoiled.
Dude, it's not happening. Like,
Yeah, but like, what it would happen if you pick it?
Like, if you could snap your fingers.
oh, if I could pick it,
Yeah, like you pick one of the other, and not which one is more likely. Like you pick it, it comes out.
I mean, I'd probably pick. In that case, if I could have like that choice, I'd pick Patriots. That'd be cool. The parade was
Even though you've experienced like 6 Super Bowls in your lifetime, maybe 7 or 7 of
break
them.
the record, bro. They were tied for the Steelers with the Steelers
They tied with the Steelers?
for 6 in total. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they do have 6. I was counting Tom Brady's Tampa one.
No.
Yeah. Wow, look at Boston sports really dominating. The Celtics have the most NBA championship. Patriots tied for the most NFL. The Bruins, are they close? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Red Sox, second most.
No, actually, they're 4th most, I think.
Only 4th. Maybe if you keep getting these bad jelly beans, it'll energize your fantasy team.
Yeah,
Patriots.
I mean, I have a better chance of like freaking winning the lottery than the Patriots winning the Super Bowl this year. So
No, you don't.
like winning like I think so. I'm so
No way you don't.
I don't believe in the Patriots. I have a better chance going to space. That's how much
they
I
believe
don't
in
believe in the Patriots.
They believe in Max.
All right, guys, we could have this conversation the rest of the night, but we gotta wrap up the show here. So before we wrap up, though, I'd like to thank James for spending the time to join the audio here today.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate your time. It's always a pleasure talking fantasy football, anything with you. My guy. Anything you'd like to say to our listeners before you head out?
Yeah, actually, you just reminded me when you said for joining the huddle. I miss Anisha's intro when he says 1, let's huddle up, and 2, it's like we're just a couple of guys talking fantasy. I don't even remember exactly what it is, but give the people what they want. Bring back the intro. That's all I've got to say. But also, thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun, as always.
Yeah.
Thank you, James.
Thank you. And finally, before we wrap up, Anish, what nugget you got for our listeners today?
I have 2 quick ones. So through 4 games, Jaden Daniels has led the Commanders on more scoring drives, 23, than he's thrown incompletions, 19 this year. Second one, Bo Nix this past week became the first quarterback ever in the history of the NFL to win a game averaging less than 2.5 yards per attempt on 25 attempts in total, at least. So it was an ugly game, but
it was.
Won.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think
60 passing yards.
Yeah. At one point, he had in the third quarter, he had -7 passing yards out of like some crazy number of attempts. Insane.
First quarterback to ever win in a game like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, hey, they got the job done in Denver.
Let's go Broncos.
All right. That wraps up our show. Thank you to our listeners for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Huddle Podcast. As usual, where to find us on social media, on Twitter, X, TikTok. You can always email us. We have Instagram. The usual. You guys know the drill by now. I don't have to remind you. And for those watching on YouTube, at the end of the closing credits, you get to see all our social media pages. Thank you all for listening in. Peace.
Peace.